I just got back from Igloo camping, but I'm going to put this bit at the beginning because I wanted to thank my nephew, Hayden, for giving me the idea to go out and build an igloo. It was a fun trip, and I hope you enjoy the video, buddy. Thanks. Alrighty, I think I found my spot. I'm gonna try to build an igloo this weekend. Sleep in it. Got my gun. Maybe keep my eye out for some coyotes. Real nice sunny day. The snow's packable. It might be too wet for making an igloo, but we'll see. I got a brick mold that I made out of 16 gauge steel. That's what I'll be using to make the bricks for my igloo. But pretty sweet place up here. I had to cross the river. There's a snow bridge. Hopefully I don't have too many visitors out here, but I'm gonna get started digging a hole and building my house for the night. I got all my stuff laid out of the sled. I was thinking ahead and put all of my sleeping gear in garbage bags, because when it's in the sled getting pulled behind the snowmobile, it's basically just slush today. There was probably 3 inches of water in the bottom of the sled, and I don't want my stuff to get all wet. But I'll show you this real quick. Just 16 gauge, about 1/16 of an inch thickness steel. And I took some wax and a torch and waxed the inside of it so the snow doesn't stick. I kind of tested it out in my front yard and it works out pretty dang good, so we'll see how it goes. It got some rebar handles on there, but seems like I got the place to myself. I should mention I don't know anything about making igloos, but I figured I should dig it down a little so it doesn't get too tall too fast. But I dug down here in the middle, and it probably goes another 2 feet before I hit the sagebrush. But I didn't want to go down that far. It'll be a lot of digging. But now I'm going to start building blocks. The top, maybe 4 inches, is really wet and slushy. And then the rest, all this down here is pretty powdery. So I don't know how well this is going to work or pack. So I might just have to be taking the top layer, and hopefully it's not too wet. But we'll find out. Alright, I'll give you a little update. I am 4 layers deep, and I don't really want this thing to be 10 feet tall by the time I kind of close the top up, so I'm going to cheat. I'm going to put some sticks across the top of it and just kind of pile snow on until I can make a dome out of it, make it look dome shaped. There's about an hour and a half of light left, and I'll be honest, this is more work than I wanted to do on a weekend. Those blocks of ice are probably 50 or 60 pounds. And I still got to cut out a hole here for the entrance. And I haven't decided if I'm going to do the mud room, I guess you'd call it. But that's where I'm at. I'm going to go start cutting some sticks. And hopefully this next part doesn't take too long and I can knock it out quick. Luckily I found a grove of dead aspens. So I'm taking all the little ones about 4 inches. That should be really strong, keep the snow from caving it in. This one will be my ridge beam. That's a big one. I probably got more than I need, but anything I don't use, I use for firewood tonight. Sure beats carrying them all the way back. I guess that's firewood. Smells really good in there with those pine boughs. And luckily, I'm a short guy because there's not much room to lay in there, but I'll definitely be able to make it work. But the sticks and pine boughs worked out good. I was able to knock that out pretty quick, which is good because the sun's probably going to go down about an hour now. And I still got to make this entrance, so I'm going to get going on that. Here it is. Took me 4.5 hours to get it all put together. I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. I've never built an igloo before, and my little block maker worked great. Snow didn't stick to it. I am tired, but it's gonna be a pretty cozy night in here. Again, it smells so good in here from those pine boughs. But I'm gonna get my stuff loaded up in here, make something to eat. I haven't eaten all day, and start a fire and relax for the rest of the evening. But that's kind of fun. That's sure a lot of work for a shelter, but who cares? It's cool. Pretty cool place to be building an igloo. Haven't seen anybody all day. Here's my view inside the igloo. The walls are 8 inches thick, pretty good insulation, and it's so warm in here that the water is dripping off those pine boughs that I put up there. So it's almost raining in here. We'll see if it gets cold enough tonight to freeze it back up, but I am really cozy. I didn't do much this evening. I just made something to eat and went to bed. I'm tired, but I got a pretty cozy setup tonight. And if it caves in on me, I'm probably gonna die, because I don't think I can stand up out of it. But I'm pretty sure it's pretty solid, and it'll get more solid as it gets colder. But that's it. I'm going to bed. I'm going to sleep. So I got up and went on a little coyote hunt. Just sat down in one spot, called for a while, froze my butt off. I could hear him yipping last night when I was trying to sleep, and it looked like one had run past my igloo sometime last night. Pretty fresh tracks. But I slept pretty warm. It was warm enough inside the igloo that it was dripping, and my quilt that I've got on top of me was soaked, and I kept getting drilled right between the eyes. Chinese water torture all night. So I woke up quite a bit and rolled over, but it wasn't bad. Like I said, it was warm. And show you down there. Here's camp. So I think I might go looking for some rabbits or maybe a squirrel. See if I can get something to eat this morning. I can hear a squirrel down there right now. I haven't had a squirrel for a long time. There we go. That's breakfast. Been a long time since I've skinned a squirrel, and I don't really worry about wearing gloves unless I'm skinning a bear or something, but I had my hunting pack and I had the gloves, and I don't really have anywhere to wash my hands, so I'm just gonna use it. It's too bad the season for grouse isn't open, because I'd be cleaning the grouse right now, which I'm a lot more familiar with. I'm making a hairy mess out of this guy. Once you get him started around the back, you should be able to just peel it down. Probably have to hop on my sled and go rinse them off in the river. Got way too much hair on there. But I'm just gonna take his guts out, and throw them in some tin foil, throw it on the fire. This water's about a mile away from camp. Luckily I wore my muck boots. Alright. A couple hairs won't kill you. Always got tinfoil on me whenever I go out in the mountains, so I just threw them in there. A bit of salt and pepper. I don't have any butter this time, so we'll see how bad it sticks, but there's not much to eat on a squirrel, so I might have to have a granola bar or two to hold me over. While my squirrel is cooking, I'll show you my rifle. And something weird happened last night. Like a snow drift or something on the backside of my igloo. In a sort of ramp feature. That's odd. Kind of gives me some ideas. A Ruger Precision 17 HMR. I was hoping to shoot some coyotes with it. I've shot a coyote with it before and it just dropped it in its tracks. But works pretty dang good for squirrels and rabbits too. It didn't take these camp robbers very long to figure out there was food around. Well, it smells pretty good. I did about 10 minutes aside because my coals weren't that warm. I might have to start shooting more squirrels. These are good. Not too shabby. Well, I hit the jump 4 times, I think, now. And this thing is rock solid. But the landing is kind of rough. Real flat. But that was fun. The jump turned out to be a little steeper than I thought, so it was throwing me up higher than I wanted. I wanted to go further rather than higher, but that was fun. The smoke was so thick I couldn't see where the propane tank was. So I had to get a little closer and then just guess. That would have kept me warm last night. Oh man, I got smoke damage in the kitchen, bedroom, bathroom, guest bedroom, stairway, hallway. Whole place has got smoke damage. But you know what? The bones are still good. We can rebuild. I'll tell you what, doesn't smell like fresh pine boughs in here anymore. And it's pretty melted, and it's really dripping now. That was an air hole I poked while I was sleeping. It got a little bit bigger. But check out this propane tank. That's not too bad of a shot for guessing. And I'm not lying, I could not see where that sucker was. That's why it took me 2 shots. I was kind of guessing the first time, and then had to get up closer, I could see the silhouette of it, and then I stepped back and shot it again. But that'll about do it for the old Igloo. Just got back to the truck. I don't think garbage bags kept my stuff dry this time. That's a lot of water. Oh well, I'll dry it out when I get home.